We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone.
We have ignition.
अस्सलामुअलैकुम। हम ज़मीन के रहने वालों की तरफ से आपको खुश आमदीद कहते हैं।
Hola y saludos a todos.
Greetings and friendly wishes to all who may encounter this Voyager and receive this message.
Hello.
We step into the universe with humility and hope.
Children of the planet Earth.
Greetings mga ka-spacers natin out there from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And sa lahat po ng ating mga ka-spacers na nakatutok ngayon worldwide and netwide, magandang araw po sa inyong lahat and welcome to another episode of COSMOQUEST, a podcast. So in today's episode mga ka-spacers, dalawa po ang topics na pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So the first topic is about the reverence to the heavens, intersections of astronomy and religion. Very interesting po itong topic na to. And yung pangalawang topic natin is about the myths related to astronomy. So ayan po, itong mga videos na ito ay gawa po ng mga members ng Vedan Society of Young Astronomers. Ayan po, so tangkilikin po natin yung gawa nila and very interesting po yung topics natin ngayong gabi. So bago po tayo magpatuloy sa ating episode ng COSMOQUEST tonight, please don't forget to like and share this episode of COSMOQUEST so that we could reach more people. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante out there so that they would be inspired to love the sciences, lalong-lalo na po ang astronomy. At marami po kayong matututunan sa episode na ito. Also, please like and follow us on our Facebook page, the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers. Isabi ko na rin po yung aming Facebook page. Please like and follow the Facebook page of the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And also follow me on my Facebook page, The Science Guy Ka-Spacers channel. Ayan po, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Science Guy Professor Jun Cajigal. So please click on that notification bell. I-click nyo na po yan, isang pindot lang po yan so that you will be updated on our future videos. So tara na po mga ka-spacers and let us learn about the intersections of astronomy and religion and about the myths related to astronomy.
Greetings mga ka-spacers! Today's topic is reverence for the heavens, intersections of religion and astronomy. I am Samantha Asisio, your ka-spacer for today, along with our fellow ka-spacers. Let us launch off with astronomy and ancient religion that will be introduced to us by Micaela.
Good day, ka-spacers. Did you know that during the early history of astronomy, this was already associated with religion? It started when ancient civilization began to observe the behavior of the sun, moon, and several other planets and constellations. And then these cosmic bodies started to be defined and attributed with great powers in many cultures, including Egypt, Babylon, Britain, and Mesoamerica. They began to use their observable behavior to validate their actions and receive guidance through omens. Isn't that fascinating? Let me call on our ka-spacer, Sam, to tell us more about astronomy and ancient religion.
The sun was the god Ra, worshipped in Egypt, whereas Orion, the constellation, was attributed to Osiris, the god of the afterlife. And Sirius, the constellation, was attributed to the goddess Isis. Planetary worship was also practiced in Babylon, where the pantheons include Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon. The Sun and Moon were the major gods of the people who lived in the Salisbury Plain of England, as attested by the spectacular Stonehenge monument. Furthermore, special ceremonies indicated that the Sun and the Moon were also main gods for tribes in Africa. However, the Nhas of Nigeria thought that the Moon was the gentle moderating force which must be worshipped, while the Tamalba of Togo believed that the Sun is the creator and the creator must approach him first. There is some evidence that the Moon was also worshipped as part of one's ancestors in Africa, as the cause of death has always been attributed to the waxing and waning of the Moon. For the Mayans in Mesoamerica, the Sun was a major god and Venus was the patron planet for warfare. Different rulers took on different patron gods like the planet Jupiter. Thus, the objects seen in the skies constituted the gods for several ancient cultures all over the world, as their desire to worship and be guided by these gods would manifest itself in every aspect of their lives. Now let us move on to religion and astronomy to be introduced to us by JK.
Welcome, Spacers. Did you know that the galaxy's hundreds of billions of stars are so far apart that traveling at the speed of light would take a spaceship 100,000 years to cover the distance? Isn't it that fascinating? Another interesting fact is the existence of black holes. A black hole is a point of infinite density with gravity so complete that not even light can escape it. It may be unheard of to some of you, but there's a massive black hole that revolves around the galaxy's starry wheel. I mean, it's no surprise then that contemplating the cosmos may elicit the same feelings of awe and reverence as religious awe and reverence. This is not always a positive experience. According to Father Paul Pavel Gabor, an astronomer for the Vatican Observatory, when people are confronted with the vast astronomical proportions of the heavens, some may tend to experience fear and trembling in the same way they do when they contemplate concepts like God in heaven.
But fear none. We're here to help you conquer your fear of the vast and unknown. A way to help combat this despair, according to Gabor, is to believe in a higher power, a God that has created the universe as a gesture of love. Faith tells us that the universe is not something to intimidate, rather, it is something given to us as a gift by someone who wants to give us something nice, something pretty. So when we look at those astronomy pictures, we may either feel that the glass of knowledge is only half full and believe that we are being given a gift that we can use with responsibility and a lot of potentials, or we can also feel that the glass is half empty and that might just be frightening.
Here's a fun fact. The term cosmos means ordered world, and humans have believed that God created the ordered universe out of chaos for most of recorded history. A majority of people around the world still believes this, but aspects of that faith have evolved as our scientific understanding of the cosmos have grown. For example, Gabor's colleague, Vatican astronomer brother Guy Consolmajo, claims that while many people believe God created the universe, they believe its vastness prevents God from taking any personal interest in us. The speck of dust we call planet Earth is insignificant in comparison to the tiniest of stars, and each of our lives is only a fraction of a second in the grand scheme of things. Isn't that fascinating, mga ka-spacers? To add to this, let us call on our ka-spacer, Micaela.
Even the known Pope Benedict said that mathematics is one way to gain a better understanding of the universe in a different talk given at a different time. Quote-unquote, Galileo was convinced that God had given us two books, the book of sacred scripture and the book of nature, and that the language of nature, according to Galileo's conviction, was mathematics. So it is the language of God, a language of the Creator. The surprising thing is that this invention of our human intellect is truly key to understanding nature, that nature is truly structured in a mathematical way, and that our mathematics, invented by our human mind, is truly the instrument of God, the instrument of the Creator. Lastly, some people wonder if mathematics was invented by man to describe nature, or if we discovered the mathematical properties that were built into nature by a higher power, according to Consolmagno. In the end, it's a little bit of both.
On April 12, 1633, Pope Urban VIII appoints Father Vincenzo Macolani da Fiorenzuola as Chief Inquisitor, and the Inquisition of physicist and astronomer Galileo Galilei begins. Galileo was ordered to surrender to the Holy Office and stand trial for his belief that the earth revolves around the sun, which the Catholic Church considered heretical. During the trial, the accused was required to be imprisoned and secluded according to standard procedure.
Galileo was in hot water for the second time for refusing to accept church orthodoxy, that the earth was the immovable center of the universe. He had been barred from holding or defending his beliefs in 1660. Galileo denied that he held belief in the Copernican view during his interrogation in 1633. But he continued to write about the issue and evidence as a means of discussion rather than belief. Despite the fact that scientists had known for centuries that the Earth was not the center of the universe, the Church decided that the idea that the sun moved around the Earth was an absolute fact of Scripture that could not be disputed.
In the end, Galileo agreed not to teach the heresy anymore and spent the rest of his life under house arrest. It took more than 300 years for the Church to admit that Galileo was right and to clear his name of heresy. In 1992, Pope John Paul II lifted Galileo's excommunication when it became common knowledge that the Earth was not the center of the universe.
And that will be all. Once more, I am John Calfuring.
I am Sama Sistio.
And this has been Mikael Antosikin signing off,
saying live long and prosper.
Right po mga ka-spacers, so I hope marami kayong natutunan dun sa episode na yan about the intersections of astronomy and religion. And bago po tayo magpatuloy sa susunod na video, please like and share this episode of COSMOQuest again so that we could reach more people. Lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante out there so that they would be inspired to love the sciences, especially astronomy. Alright po mga ka-spacers, so let us now proceed to our next video about the myths and superstitions related to astronomy. So wag po kayong aalis and tumutok lang po kayo sa ating susunod na video. Alright mga ka-spacers, let's go!
The universe is made up of millions of tiny stories. Even before the development of technology and the internet, humans have relied on the natural environment to make forecasts about the future and influence their life choices. This means that thousands of years ago, people were paying attention to nature and scanning the skies for hints.
Many astronomical myths have been around for thousands of years now, and up to this modern day. There are myths inspired by pagan practices and other ancient religions, from origins of comets to superstitions about the stars, from myths debunked by science to the existence of aliens. The universe indeed has no limits.
As Carl Sagan stated, we are a way for the cosmos to know itself. And with that, a star-rific day, our young astronomers. I am Andre, and together with me are Jacob, Alexa, and Hannah. We are from the Beden Society of Young Astronomers, and we will be sharing with you 12 common astronomical myths and superstitions about outer space.
It was believed that the stars were gods or other supernatural beings. Therefore, there is a myth that pointing at the stars is like pointing at a god, which could anger them because it was rude to point. Doing this could bring unwanted attention, bad luck, and even death.
Up next is myth number 2, the origin of comets. There were a lot of superstitions surrounding comets in the past because no one knew what they were or where they came from. Some believe that they were fireballs that would be sent by demons or gods to destroy the earth. Some thought that comets brought bad luck, or that if a comet appeared, a king would die.
In some cultures, shooting stars are said to present souls being freed from purgatory will be making their way to heaven. Simply by spotting these fallen stars will bring good fortune to you. However, there is also superstitions wherein the type of luck you'll get is based on where the star is positioned. For example, if you see fallen stars on your right, it signifies you will have good luck, while on the left suggests you'll have a bad luck.
Myth number 4. The Great Conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, which occurs every 20 years, has been regarded as a sign of good fortune.
Given the magic associated with shooting stars, it's no surprise that there's more than one superstition linked to them. While many cultures suggest that gazing upon these stars brings good luck, some believe you can use shooting stars for more precise purposes. Myth number 5 is probably one of the most unknown myths. The first star that shines in the night sky each evening possesses a special magic, and setting your gaze on the first star that appears after dark and making a wish is enough to win your heart's desire. Worried about your empty wallet? Park yourself outside on a starry night and wait for a fallen star. If you say the word money 3 times before the star burns out, you'll soon be on your way out of poverty. Struggling with acne? Hold a rag or cloth over your blemishes as a shooting star streaks through the sky to get rid of pimples.
Myth number 6. Though the asteroid belt has always been regarded in movies as this very crowded place with absolutely no space to move, astronomers have estimated the distance between the asteroids and the main belt is about 600,000 miles from each other. For comparison, that is 2.5 times the distance between the moon and our Earth.
Observing how the stars are positioned in relation to rings around the moon can help you determine or predict the weather. A ring around the width of a single star situated inside means clear weather ahead.
Myth number 8. Make it count. Counting the stars has always been considered a surefire way to bring bad luck. If you count the stars up to 100, you will die.
It was a myth that the Great Wall of China is the only man-made structure visible from space. However, many other man-made structures can be seen from the International Space Station, 250 miles above the Earth. It primarily just depends on your position.
Myth number 10. Summer is warm because the Earth is closer to the Sun. The Earth is not closer to the Sun when it is summer in the Northern Hemisphere. It's actually the opposite. The truth is, Earth is at its farthest point from the Sun during summer, not the other way around. Because of the tilt of Earth, it becomes warmer in the summer. Earth's tilt permits the Sun's radiation to hit us more directly during its orbit.
Myth number 11. Existence of aliens. It is believed that Enrico Fermi developed the Fermi paradox about the existence of aliens. The physicist Enrico Fermi once famously asked, "Where is everybody?" after seeing a cartoon featuring a flying saucer in 1950. Many people believe Fermi's question, now known as the Fermi paradox, was about the existence of aliens. If other intelligent life exists, the logic goes, why haven't we found any proof of it? The Fermi paradox as we know it does question alien existence, but it's not named after the people who advanced this concept. That honor belongs to the astronomer Michael Hart and the physicist Frank Tipler, who refined the idea in the 1970s and 1980s.
Light years do not measure time as they actually measure distance. If defined by the NASA, as the total of the distance that beam of the light moving in the straight lines travels in 1 year.
And that concludes our presentation for today, and we hope that you have learned a thing or two. See you on our next journey beyond the stars. Thank you for listening and have a good night.
Well, I guess that's about it for this episode of COSMOQuest, a podcast. Sana po marami kayong natutunan about the intersections of astronomy and religion and the myths and superstitions related to astronomy. And I would like to thank the members of the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers for coming up with those informative videos. So again, before we end, mga ka-spacers, please don't forget to like and share this episode of COSMOQuest so that we could reach more people, lalong-lalo na po yung mga estudyante kasi yan po yung aming advocacy to share the good news of science, technology, and astronomy to the general public, lalong-lalo na po ang astronomy. Also, please like and follow us on our Facebook page, the Vedan Society of Young Astronomers. Like and follow us on our Facebook page, the Skywatcher Society of Las Piñas. And also like and follow me on my Facebook page, the Science Guy Ka-Spacers channel. And also please subscribe to my YouTube channel, the Science Guy Professor Jun Cajigal. Click on that notification bell mga ka-spacers so that you will be updated on our future videos. And I would like to thank Miss Angeline Tilang for her service sa BSYA. Yan. So good luck, Miss Kilang, for on your future endeavors. Alright mga ka-spacers, so hanggang dito na lang po tayo. And sana po ipagpatuloy po natin yung ating panonood ng COSMOQuest, a podcast. This is your ka-spacer and space commander, Professor Jun Cajigal, saying, live long and prosper. And don't forget mga ka-spacers to always keep your space. Till our next episode of COSMOQuest. And I would like to thank also bago tayo magtapos si Miss Aiden Pakulanan for helping me stream the videos of COSMOQuest, a podcast. So marami pong salamat and see you in our next episode of COSMOQuest. Bye-bye guys. Stay safe.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone.